Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I don't have my tiara or my hat on anymore, but I am so excited that it's a brand new year. And I have not been live much in the last 30 days, but one of my goals is to be a little more consistent on Facebook and social media. There's no possible way I've been able to be on Facebook much lately, but I am trying to make a new commitment. So I opened up an old journal today. I love journaling. How many of you have a journal? Drop in the comments if you use a journal. If you don't, you should, but let me know if you do. And if you do, tell me what journal you use. So we're a big journaling family. Everyone has a planner. Everyone has a journal. My daughter bought me this new journal. And I actually was publishing a planner and journal, and I was so excited about it. And I had a little distraction happen in November, and it was going to be on Amazon and going to print, and it is still with the publisher. So I did not accomplish that goal, but it was a big goal of mine in 2020 to come out with a planner and just a guide to help you achieve your goals and dreams and stay on track every single day. So I thought today I would share a few of my success secrets. How many of you are excited that it's a brand new year and you have a fresh start? So much gratitude for so many things that happened last year. And as I hear people complaining, I just want to say to them, you know what? It can always be worse. Every day that there was any kind of a challenge in 2020, I just kept thinking, no one died and we're not planning a funeral, right? There hasn't been anything that's happened to me that I couldn't look at someone else and say, wow, they had it way worse. So while you're complaining and wishing 2020 to be gone, just know it's 2021, and the only thing that changed was a day on a calendar. Where the real change happens is with us and up here. So I opened an old journal. This was a pretty rough time in my life. I was launching a new business. It was June 27th of 2016. And funds were low, debts were high, kids were not all happy and doing well. And I sat on a plane on my way to Japan. It said June 27th, we were on the flight to Japan, and I'm over the Pacific right now. And I started writing a new book. I felt like it was time for a brand new book. And I started writing it. That book has definitely not been finished, but so much that I had no idea was about to happen, happened. And so one of the things that I found in there from 2017 was in the fall, I sat down and wrote 50 things I want to accomplish in this lifetime. And that's what I want to help you guys with. I don't know if you can see that, but I wrote down 50 things I wanted to accomplish in my lifetime, but my cup was so empty, I could only get to 40. And Jim Rohn did a seminar that I attended, and I've done this training many times, but I really want to share it today with it being New Year's, because it's the one day of the year everyone sets goals. 5% of the people in America actually write down their goals, and 5% of the people in America, actually 3%, own 97% of the wealth. So you do the math. You can either be the ones that do it or the ones that don't do it. But when you're consistent with it, you can manifest anything you can dream of in the new year. So here on this particular day, I got to 40. I didn't get to 50. And of those 40, I circled my top 5, which I'm going to help all of you do today. And of the 40 that year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them were accomplished. And just in the last month, 3 of the big ones were accomplished for me. So what you need to think about is you're going to have keystone goals, which are your goals that are out there a ways. And then you're going to have right now goals, which is things you want to accomplish in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And then you're going to have some that are a 2 to 5 year goal. But I will promise you, what you write down in this notebook, this new 2021 journal, you are going to manifest it, and it's going to come to you. And so what you put out there, you will start to see. And you will start to see it every single day. Like I wrote down that I wanted a trip to Disney. Now Mickey Mouse is everywhere, on every t-shirt, sweatshirt, luggage tag, suitcase, bumper sticker. You write down that you want a black Escalade. You're going to feel like everyone in your whole town has a black Escalade, because you will attract what you think about. You will become, just write this down right now, you will become the average of your 5 closest friends, and you will become what you think about every single day. So if you're thinking about all the lazy leaders on your team and how they're non-deserving, you're going to get even worse leaders that are lazier and non-deserving. If you think about your kids and how out of control they are and they never behave and they always fight and you just want to beat them, then you're going to have really bad behaved kids. I have found with a house full of toddlers and a 7-year-old over the last 30 days that when you say, you are such a good kid, I am so proud of you, I am amazed at how you pick up your toys and you share, you get more of what you put out of there than if you say, you're a spoiled little stinking brat and you shouldn't get any toys from Santa. Like what you put out there, you're going to get back tenfold. So think about your words, think about your thoughts, think about every single day. What goes in must come out. What goes on paper must happen in life. So I'm going to challenge you. This is something I learned from Jim Rohn back in 2006. We took all of our children, who, by the way, were like first grade, third grade, and fourth grade at the time. We took 17 employees from the company we owned. Altogether, there were 17 of us. And it was a prerequisite. Like, if you're going to work with us and be in our office every single day, and we're going to be around each other and build a company, then we're going to work on personal development, goals and dreams, and manifesting what we want instead of getting more of what we don't want. So are you guys okay with that? Drop in the comments if you would love to get what you want and less of what you don't want. Step number 1, write down what you want and write it down as if it's already happened. I am so grateful to be financially free. I am so grateful to be in a relationship with the man of my dreams. I am so grateful that my credit card debt is gone. It feels so good to pull into my vacation home on the lake. Like, say these things as if they have already happened. If you're sick, it feels so good to be healed. If you're broke, it feels so good to have wealth. If you're sad, it feels so good to be happy and full of joy. If you're depressed, write the opposite of that. You want to focus on what you want every single day. In the morning when you wake up, and read it at night right before you go to bed. So when Dave and I were at our brokest points in our life, we would say, money is coming at us from all directions. We have no idea where it's coming from. We just accept it. And out of the blue, a $1,000 insurance check showed up in the mailbox. Dave had broken his leg. He was riding bulls. We were in Cody, Wyoming. And Dave was like, this can't be right. I know they've already paid this ambulance bill. And then he called and they're like, no, we underpaid you. That you keep that. That's for you. And we would be like, that's crazy. And it would happen over and over and over and over again. It's almost like magic. You can co-create the life of your dreams when you focus on it and you have gratitude in advance. So if you want to attract big leaders onto your team that work harder than you do, salespeople, employees, I don't know what all of you do for a living, but I know for me, I need great employees in all of my businesses. I need great assistants when they're helping me with projects. I need great kids that are going to be, good energy when we're going to be on a trip together. And what you do, you focus on like how it feels to win, even if you're not winning, how it feels to be happy, even if you're not happy, how it feels to be wealthy, even if you're not wealthy. And a wealthy person would never complain, would not focus on the lack of. They would give more than they're expecting to receive, and they wouldn't have any fear about money, right? Because when we focus on a lack of, we don't attract more. When we focus on abundance, it comes to us. So focus on what you want. And for just 1 minute, I want you to think to yourself, what's the magic number that if you had this amount of money, everything would be okay? And you should know your name and you should know your number. So if I say, my name is Barb Pitcock, I should know my number is 100,000 a month or 12 million a year or whatever it is that I need to really make things happen during this lifetime. Maybe you only need 10,000 a month. Maybe you need 200,000 a month. I don't know what your goals and dreams are, but I have found the bigger the dream, the bigger the balance in the checkbook. So get your dreams up, get your hopes up, start thinking about bigger things instead of just surviving. If I could just get this, we would be okay. Because here's what happens. You always get just enough. None of us have died because we didn't have enough, right? You always get just enough and never a penny more. So you need to need more. My mentor used to say, it's not like I want a red Camaro. He would say like, I need a red Camaro. And then he would say, why do I need a red Camaro? Not because I need the car. I need the feeling. I need the speed. I need the gas mileage or whatever it is that I'm not a car person. So I don't know why, a person would need a certain car. But he said you attach your goals and your dreams to the feeling, the emotion. You smell it, you see it, you go sit in it, you take your picture at the wheel, you take your picture standing next to it with the keys. And what happens is when you see and you visualize yourself and you have the emotion like it's already yours, it will be yours. So whatever it is you want in 2021, let's get clear on that. But not just 2021. Let's think 10 years from now. 10 years from now, I'm going to be 60 years old. I dream that I'm going to have a ton of grandkids. I dream that I'm going to experience some amazing weddings of my children. I dream that I'm going to have awesome health and I'm still going to have quality of life so I can run around Disney World or go on a cruise ship or take my husband to Machu Picchu in Peru and we can still do that hike to that peaceful place he always dreams of going to. I dream of building a home for our moms. And so there's like this mother-in-law's mansion over here, right? Where I can just have them enjoy the latter years of their life. And then my mom's like, you really think I'd want to live with you? You really think Cindy would want to live with you? And we joke about this, but we all have our own dreams, right? And my dream has never been the same as Dave's dream on everything. Sometimes we overlap, but I tell you, when he wanted to be a professional bull rider, a world champion, that was not on my dreams and goals, but it was on his. So as a couple, if he wants a fishing boat and you want the hot red Crown Liner deck party boat, you might have to get a bigger dream because honestly, I didn't want a pontoon with fishing stuff all over it. But last April, that was our goal. Paid cash for the dream boat or 2 Aprils ago. And guess what? When we wrote it down, it's actually on this list. It was on the list every year. And then all of a sudden it happened. You guys, money will flow to you. I don't care if it's the winning lottery ticket you get, or some person that you help leaves you their fortune, or you fall into a new job and you get a big raise, or you start your own home-based business and success just happens for you. When you put on paper what you need, what you want, and you write how it feels to win, you will attract all the opportunity is everywhere. Why not you? Why not this year, right? But you've got to have a keystone goal where you're going to be in 10 years. So here's the exercise in a nutshell. Get yourself a clean sheet of paper and number it 1 to 50. Now, I numbered it 1 to 50 and I didn't make it all the way to the bottom there. But as you can see, I got a good start. And then you dream like you know you couldn't fail. Like if money was no object, what would I do? If I got a winning lottery ticket and today I won $325,000, what would I do with $325,000? And you got to make yourself think that way. And I know that the odds of us winning the lottery are like getting struck by lightning. But another thing that my mentor would say to me is, what if one of your rich relatives died and they left you their fortune? And then I would think, I would get struck by lightning and win a lottery ticket before I would have a rich relative, right? But these are the things that just get your juices flowing. Like, what if you hit the bajillion-dollar lottery and it was yours? What would you do? So right at the top, your craziest dreams and goals. 50 things I want to accomplish in this lifetime. In this lifetime, before you die, what do you want to do? So the next thing you do, you write them all down. As soon as one comes in your mind, write it down, even if it's a dumb one. Like, I always wanted to take Cindy to Alcatraz because that's one of her dreams. She wanted to go to Alcatraz. I wanted to take our moms to Celine Dion because Dave and I went to Celine Dion in Vegas and we cried through the whole concert. It was amazing. And the whole time I was there, I was like, I want to bring our moms. So I wrote that down. Our traditional business, how much I wanted to have there. Savings. I wanted to have $100,000. I wanted to have 3 months of overhead just sitting in cash somewhere that I knew if I lost everything, I would never have to worry. And I did it. And so what you need to do is write the things that are financial, write the things that are health, write the things that are about your debt, write the things that are about your relationships, your goals. On here, I had created an annual retreat for all of the leaders on our team. And this morning, Dave and I were like, let's do it. And then go on a trip with grandkids, an annual trip, help my kids buy homes. It's crazy that I wrote that down, and neither one of them bought new homes to live in, but 2 of the 3 bought investment homes just this month. And so that was one of the things I wanted to do, teach my kids to find really good investments that they could flip or use as rentals, because you can teach a man to fish or you can give a man a fish. And the thing about it is, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. And there's no free lunch in this world, you guys. If we can just teach people these principles, they can manifest everything they dream of. But most people have never even been taught this. So Jim Rohn taught me. I have all the journals from the trip that we took with our kids, and I know I've shown these several times. Took them all. We all did the Jim Rohn 2-day seminar. It was about, I don't know, we probably spent $25,000, $30,000 going, but it made us millions of dollars. And so this was my number one takeaway from Jim Rohn. And some of you were there with us that weekend. My number one takeaway was write down 50 things that you want to accomplish in your lifetime. Circle the top 5 things that mean the most to you. And then write out to the side of them 30 days, 60 to 90 days, 2 to 5 years, or 5 to 10 years. So the 5 to 10 years are your keystone, like your chief aim in life. The 2 to 5 years is like something that would get you to be consistently disciplined. And the 30 to 60 days is something that's big enough to get you to jump out of bed and like get disciplined and start your day every day working towards this. Like maybe we surprised our kids with a Disney trip on Christmas morning. It was just kind of a weird year this year. Dave's mom was in the hospital, or it's actually like a skilled nursing facility because of her accident. And only one person could go see her. And then, Callie couldn't come home because Darian plays basketball, and all the college basketball players have to be quarantined and away from crowds. And on Christmas Eve, we usually have 50, 60. It's so fun. All my family, all my siblings, and I always host it. And it was just so weird because Cindy wasn't here and Callie wasn't here. But do you know what I thought about? I sat down and I thought, okay, this sucks. There's no other way to say it. It sucks. It's a tradition that I love, and it wasn't happening. But we didn't have any funerals. Like, nobody died. Nobody had a life-threatening illness. And so I found the good. And I'll tell you why. Because the year that I wrote this journal, it was 2017 in the summer. And that fall was the worst year for one of my children. For 2 of my children, it was definitely probably the worst year of their life. And on top of that, on Thanksgiving, Dave's mom had 30 days to live. So she told us on November 23rd, and we tried to get through the holidays, but it just sucked. Like, this was just the worst year in a long time, right? And when your kids aren't right and you're the mom, I mean, sometimes I think you can only be as happy as your saddest child because we feel all of their emotions. But then when your moms, are growing older, Dave and I are like, we never imagined that we would feel some of the emotions that we have felt in the past 60 days. Like, there's just so many unknowns. And when there's uncertainty, it's really hard for people to wake up and be focused and be driven and be excited and be happy and manifest what they want. Because how do you not worry? How do you not worry when the reality is, what the heck's going to happen? We have no idea. We have no control. It's uncontrollable and we don't know what to do. Well, sometimes you got to realize how it's going to happen is none of your business. How it's going to happen is none of your business, because God has a plan, and he's always had a plan, and he keeps putting things in front of you and you keep missing them. He keeps trying to give you all the blessings and you keep avoiding them. And he keeps trying to bless your business and your marriage and your health, and you have all the resources there. But we just don't see. And I really believe one of the most important things I did was get it all down on paper and just be open and know that God has a plan in my life. And when things don't go as planned, instead of being disappointed, because I always have high expectations. Oh, everyone's going to be home on Christmas. In fact, this year, in this particular book, it was our 25-year anniversary. And I wrote dream vacation on our 25-year with our children on a beach, and we could renew our vows. Let me tell you what life will do to you. On our 25th anniversary, we were with Dave's mom towards the end of her chemotherapy at one of the worst days at her chemo center on April 10th of our 25-year anniversary. Her treatment was at 12:30, and Dave and I were sitting in the car on a company Ruby call with a whole bunch of people that were complaining on a 2:00 in the afternoon call. And I was looking at Dave like, happy anniversary, baby. We're just living the dream. But you know what? The reality was, even then, God was transforming us. He was teaching us. He was molding us. He was helping us grow stronger, better, smarter, wiser, better communicators, bigger visions, stronger faith. And when Dave's mom beat cancer, oh my goodness, this year, I posted on my wall, she beat cancer, 3-year anniversary. 6 hours later, we were in a trauma center because she had her head on collision. You guys, this is life. We live on a planet where there's going to be redemptive suffering until we die and get to the next, level, right? And so what we have to realize here is there's always going to be suffering. 2021 may be no different than 2020. It's our perspective and the way that we're going to greet each day with gratitude and a great attitude and a work ethic and discipline and a plan to know that here's where we are and here's where we're going. Simple disciplines repeated every single day, we will hit it. And when we booked this Disney trip, we booked it for the end of May. And I looked at the calendar and I made myself a countdown. It's so fun. We unwrapped, I'll have to show you guys. Everybody got their own little envelope, and I've had it over here on my dream board. You can't really see my dream board because, well, you can. So over here on the wall on my dream board, it says dream. And right up here, all year, I have had pictures of my kids. Well, I'm going to knock down everything, and I had this little Christmas ornament of Mickey. So every day I would be like, it feels so good to win. We're going to go to Disney. And little did I know so many things were going to happen in our life in November. But honestly, when Christmas came, I wasn't even ready for Christmas because we had had so many distractions. And isn't that how life happens? But I opened this up. My husband is the best. He made everybody little envelopes. And I have envisioned this for so long. And then he made everybody little sheets. We all got our own bands. Park Hopper Pass for a whole week. Then he gave everybody this little thing. Surprise! We're going to Disney World. And we all got ears. So I was videoing Lola saying, we are going to Disney. And we took all my little brothers and sisters about 10 years ago. About 10 years ago. And Aunt Barbie then, I didn't have grandkids. And I would, everywhere we went, I said, can we get a whoop whoop? And we taught all the little kids, every park we went in, they would go whoop whoop. So on Christmas morning, I was teaching my grandkids, and Lola's so good at it now. She'll go, can I get a whoop whoop? And we're counting down the days to May 24th. So now what? How much money to save to spend? How much weight can I lose? Can I be in shape so I can run around 5 parks in 5 days? The thing about it is, guys, when you have something to look forward to, and that's been on my goal list for years, probably 3 or 4, and it just wouldn't happen, and it just wouldn't happen, and it just wouldn't happen. And what you have to realize is, instead of being disappointed about all the things in your life that don't happen, just move them on the book. So you circle the ones that you want to happen right away, and you put an X as the things do start to happen, and you put 2 to 5 out by the 2 to 5 years. You put 5 to 10 by your keystone goals, like retire on a lake with my husband and fish every day with a water slide and all my grandkids. And hopefully by then I have like 20 or 30 of them. And, you visualize what it's going to be like down the road, instead of saying, well, it really sucks getting old. And I never thought it was going to be like this. And I sure do feel like crap. And I don't have the money that I wanted. And my job didn't pan out. And COVID happened. And this person's in the hospital, and that person's in a bad relationship, and this kid couldn't come home, and my credit cards are maxed. Like, this is what people think. They think about everything they hate instead of really focusing on everything they love. So my question to you is, what do you love, love, love? Love, love, love. Because that's what you want to do every single day of your life. Find a way to do what you love so much you would do it even if you didn't get paid for it. And then surround yourself with people who are cheering you on. And get yourself a new journal. Look at it every single day. This is mine yesterday morning, even though it was New Year's Eve. This was my whole day. I had every minute planned out by the hour, and I thought I was going to take the evening off. And my goodness, I had people breaking ranks like crazy. I had a lady calling me at 10 till midnight. She was $300 away from $15,000, and she was trying to get an order in. And, Dave and I were just laughing because here it was, New Year's Eve. We were all sitting around. Normally, I would have fallen asleep by 10 o'clock. Grandkids going crazy, popping balloons, blowing kazoos. phones ringing off the wall. And I was just shaking my head. You know, everybody was poo-pooing 2020, but honestly, in the midst of all the bad, I could tell you that there was so much good. And 2021 is only going to be better. But the reality is you have to practice simple disciplines every single day. So yesterday on my team call, or Wednesday on my team call, I talked about time management. Because if you say by the end of the year, I want to make 100,000 for the year, and you know that, let's say 120,000 for the year, and you know that's 10,000 a month, and you know that you work 5 days a week. So we take the 10,000 a month, and now we're going to subtract what you would have to make every single day. So if it's 10,000 a month, and we know that there is 5 days a week that you're going to work, and maybe you're going to work 10 hours, right? So we know some of you are like, I don't work 10 hours. Then what you're going to do, you're going to subtract how many hours a week you work to make that 2,500 a week. So let's say that it's 2,500 a week and you work 8 hours a day. And so $40, $45 an hour. Well, then you can't be wasting your time. Can't be letting people talk in your ear about a bunch of drama and gossip and news and what's going on in the world, because you're making things happen. Like a person that makes $40 or $100 an hour isn't just squandering away their time. When they say, this is my home-based business, they go treat it like they're running $1 million company. When they say, I'm going to get my master's degree, they treat it like a master's degree that they're spending tens of thousands of dollars to get. But it's funny how people will spend more time planning a Disney vacation than they will their financial future, their retirement, their goals and their dreams and what they're going to do and the things they're going to accomplish and the places they want to see. And then all of a sudden, life happens, an illness, an accident, a wreck, a tragedy in their life. And then for whatever reason, things just don't happen. But you guys, they will happen if you write them down and you say they're going to happen and you look at them every day and you act as if they're already happening. You'll manifest everything you dream of in 2021. So these are a few things that I teach my team. Time management is everything. Don't waste your time scrolling on Facebook, reading about everybody else's life. Go make your own life happen. Disconnect the news. We haven't read a newspaper. We haven't turned on I am losing my connection. Nope, it's back. So what I was saying is, don't discuss all the current affairs on your Facebook, at work, in the coffee shop, when you're around relatives. Talk about things that are uplifting so the energy doesn't go the wrong way. What you focus on will grow. So talk about what you want as if it's already happening. Manage your time. Don't confuse activity with accomplishment. You can be really, really busy on your planner, but if what you're doing on your planner that keeps you really, really busy isn't getting you closer to those dreams and goals, cancel it. Get rid of it. Learn this word. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I hate to miss it, but I can't. Because at some point, you've got to move yourself up to the top of these priorities. The word for me for 2020, I was selfless. I'm telling you, I was selfless. I took care of everyone else and everything else. And I'm looking at 2021 and I'm thinking, I'm going to take care of me. I am going to focus on, not that I'm going to be selfish because I don't have a selfish bone in my body, but I am going to schedule time where it's just things that I've always wanted to do that I know I am going to make a priority. And I would encourage you guys to do that exact same thing. I looked at my Facebook post on New Year's Day of 2020, and I posted and I said, I haven't been on Facebook lately because I've been really sick and I didn't want to post about being sick. But on New Year's, I was actually able to talk without coughing and I felt better. And I said, it feels so good to be healthy. And I want to tell you guys a little story. It's the first year in 5 years that I've never had pneumonia, never had a cough, didn't end up in the hospital, didn't have to go get IVs, didn't end up in ER, didn't even have to take all the Z-Packs. I was so healthy all year. And a transition happened for me last year on January 6th. And I honestly believe I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And I am so thankful for that. And if you want that in your life, I can help you with that. It's super, super simple. I just changed a couple of things that I did. And I don't have to worry about being sick. I feel good every single day. Another thing that I did was I quit just having notifications and reading everything on Facebook, because there's too many things that are on there that could really mess up your day. So I only open the mail during a certain time of the week on a certain day. That 2-hour work week, I could definitely teach you that. I only look at the news feed during certain times of the day, and I never wake up and look at my phone. I do first things first. I journal, I read, I get a cup of coffee, I write down my goals and dreams for the day. And then later, sometimes I grab my phone and my kids are like, I've been calling you since 6 a.m. But you know what? You can't let the tail wag the dog. I can't just wake up and let everything in the news hit me and everything in a text message hit me and then open up mail and read emails and bills or anything negative. Like, that's not how you want to start your day. Compartmentalize these things. You can do it all and open all your mail one day a week in an hour or two and pay all your bills then, or only open it on payday. Why worry about them all month if you can only pay them one day of the month anyway? And quit letting so many things waste your time. Think of what you do all day with 8 or 10 hours during the day. And I will promise you, half of you spend 50% of your free time reading about everybody else's life, looking at their pictures and posting. Let's go design your life. Let's make 2021 your year. Let's get your health better. Let's build your bank account. Let's talk about your goals and dreams. And it starts with being accountable. So little bitty steps this month. You should set yourself a goal that's big enough you would jump out of bed every morning to do it, but small enough you can actually believe it. So I want to lose 30 pounds. I spent 45 days back and forth to hospitals, and the only restaurant there was Panera. I ate Panera literally every day and sat in a car for 7 hours. At the end of that 21 days at the hospital, I was sitting at home on a Zoom one day and felt something weird in my arm and had a blood clot burst in my arm. And do you know what the doctor said? It's from being immobile. I sat like this at a car and drove to see Cindy and drove home and sat next to her hospital bed and prayed for like a month and a half. And I let my own health backslide. So I'm healthy. I've never been sick, but gaining weight and having something like that happen was definitely not on my radar. So what do I need to do? I need to move more. I need to drink more water. I need to focus on what I eat and get involved in a weight management goal. So starting tomorrow, on the 2nd of January, I am launching a brand new challenge. It's not rapid weight loss. It's not a whole bunch of unhealthy weight loss. There's not going to be any stimulants involved. It's going to be 100% just a gradual weight management over the next 90 days. And I'm going to kick off 30 pounds in the next 90 days, which is just 10 pounds a month. I know it's very realistic, and I am going to do that. If you want to do that, message me. We'll create a little Facebook group where we all have our own quiet little confident secret conversation. We encourage each other, but it's going to happen. And another thing that I would love to help all of you do is burn your mortgage and pay off your car notes. People are putting money in savings, or they're putting money in mutual funds, but they have loans that are 5 or 6%, and they're paying more in interest than their money could earn them. And one of the things that Dave and I agreed upon is to be completely debt-free, not be servicing any debt, and pile up savings. You know what that takes? Discipline, living below your means, not spending, not being frivolous with your money unless you're giving. When you're giving, it's totally different because it's all going to come back tenfold. But the thing about it is, we had to look at our situation and know the score. You don't need a lot of the stuff you have. You need it to impress other people. You need it because you have status. You got to live in a certain place, or drive a certain thing, or wear a certain brand, or hang out at a certain club. And the reality is, you guys, at the end of this lifetime, none of that is going to matter. Let's talk about the legacy you're leaving for your children, and the freedom that you're going to have when you're growing older, and the time that you can spend with the people you truly love. And we could write an entire book on living below your means and designing your dream life. You need to focus on things that are going to make you money if you're going to spend money on something, instead of all the things that are costing you money. And we helped a lot of people yesterday get involved in a home-based business right at the end of the year. Get that write-off, start getting those deductions, all the tax benefits. But you know what? A lot of people don't even understand that. So I'm going to take some time every day to do a short live, try to educate and help and serve and love on every single one of you. And I truly believe 2021 is going to be our best year yet. So get yourself a journal, get yourself a calendar, Build yourself a dream board on your office wall. I see it every single day. Every single day I look up there and I see the pictures. I see Atlantis with, I have my little grandkids' pictures put right in there, and I'll show you. This is just insane. So this is the picture I looked at all year before the Disney World trip actually happened, and my daughter photoshopped all the kids in there. That was before we bought the Disney trip. So I've been looking at that every day for 365 days. And this one is next. Atlantis, all of them swimming. We photoshopped them in the Atlantis pool. And my question to you, it's not about me. What is on your dream board? What is it that you want? And what would you be willing to give up and sacrifice if you knew you couldn't fail? And I would be here to help you every step of the way. So goal today, get your dream board on the wall. Drop in the comments once you've made your dream board. Send me a picture. I'll send you a free gift if you'll actually go make your dream board today. Message me a picture of your dream board. I will send you a free gift, absolutely free. And the second thing I would say, go 1 through 50 and number all the ones that are most important to you. Make sure you get some in there that are this month, some things you want to accomplish in the next 30 days, and definitely the ones that are a long ways out there. So even if they don't happen right now, it's something that you think of. You're designing your own life, what you want it to be like, your chief aim in life. And with that said, I just want to say Happy New Year. I said this was going to be short, but I could literally do a 10-hour training on dream boards, writing your 50, strategizing how you're going to get those. And the next Facebook Live I do is going to be on making commitments. Step number 1 is defining your dream and getting a burning desire for its achievement. But step number 2 is where it really gets scary. That's when you make some commitments and you know that there's absolutely no way that you're going to fail. So drop in the comments if you got something great out of this Facebook Live. If you did, please share it. We need to put some positive out there in the news feed. Tag a friend that you believe has inspired you to dream bigger and let them know. Have gratitude. Tag a friend, share it, and say, thank you for always inspiring me. I thought of you today when I was listening to Barb talk up instead of tearing you down, because that's the keep hanging around. So you guys have a Happy New Year, and I will talk to you soon.